Hello my gorgeous peopleini, my name is Sasha, born and seen, and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are for the fire signs of the zodiac, which are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is for the fire signs of the zodiac, which are Erini, Leoni and Sagittarini, and it's in between the 14th and the 20th of February 2022. And I'm going to start with my gorgeous Aries, my beautiful Erinis. Oh my god, you know what? You're gonna realize how important people are in our lives. What a special and very specific role people in our lives are playing. Every single person who is in our life is meant to be in our life, indeed. And I'm talking about like also sometimes with a certain situations when we find ourselves in a certain dimension, even those people that don't mean anything to us, they are playing like an important role with us realizing who we are and where our place on this earth is, where our place on our spiritual journey is. So there are lots of little instances that you are going to have throughout this week where you're going to realize throughout other people who don't mean anything to you, actually there are going to be few different instances when you're going to realize what exactly your place, you know, it is on this earth. And I say your place, you know, what your role is. We all have a very specific role to fulfill. Through these people you're going to realize the uniqueness of you. You know, your uniqueness is your power. Your knowledge is everything. Your knowledge is your energy. Your knowledge is also going to be the part of your brand new direction. And I really like it because at the same time, you know, that brand new direction, it's also going to start the process of a rather interesting and swift activity in your lives. So this week it's going to be quite significant for you, my gorgeous Erinis, because of also not just people that we don't feel connected to in our lives that necessarily play an important role when it comes to us realizing something very unique and very special about us, you know, but it's also somebody very, very important to you. So now going back to how I started, now somebody very important to you, it's also gonna be playing an important role to you. When I say someone very important, so it's gonna be like a family member, it's gonna be like a mother, father, sister, brother, like a family cousin, like a very important family member to you that means to you so much, or it could be like a very close friend. That particular person is going to have a very, very important message for you. That message is pretty much going to surprise you, and it's really kind of going to confuse you a little bit because you will find out something that you didn't know before, but that is going to open up all sorts of like unusual things connected to that particular situation. But then it's all about you becoming that much more wise. It's all about you kind of like a showering this very powerful and wise energy and vibration, which is almost at the same time going to start the process of your own enlightenment. Very, very specific information, very, very specific message. And I repeat, this is from someone who is very connected to you and someone who is very close to, you know, to you. It is about the idea that it's going to come out of it. It's about the inspiration that you're going to gain out of it. It's about this very much. So first of all, you're going to feel a little bit confused, but then at the same time within the next 3 days something really important is going to happen when it comes to like a quite interesting message that you're going to have. And that message that you're going to have, it's going to require from you to make a really important decision, but the decision that you're going to make, it's going to be completely different to what you would make normally. So this is when things are going to start happening for you and unfolding in exactly the same way that they, in exactly, you know, the way that they should be unfolding, because it's all going to leading towards you feeling inspired to explore the specific part of your life which is all about your passion, which is all going to be kind of like affect your personal vibration every single step of the way, my gorgeous Erinis. And this is only going to be the beginning. Just remember that I said that this is going to start the process of enlightenment. So my god, a lot you're going to realize, because sometimes people don't kind of understand that the process of enlightenment and the spiritual awakening, it's not only pink, purple and blue and it's all beautiful. No, baby, no. There is a lot of darkness that you become aware, but also at the same time the light, takes over. So what you're gonna do is be aware, but avoiding the people, situations and the certain things that you have been kind of maybe paying attention to. It's all about you splitting yourself from that, taking what you can and moving on with your life. Because you have been through so much, and now this is going to start the process of a pretty much so very powerful ending in your life. But when there is an ending, there is also the new beginning that you are going to have. So by the time you get to the actual midweek, my gorgeous Aries, it is all about you basically making that decision like completely differently to what you would make it before, and it's just like basically to do with you trusting yourself. To do with you believing in yourself. It's to do with you becoming even more braver and making sense of things that didn't make sense. And you will see in the midst of darkness and the things that you have been through over the last 46 months, 46 to 47 months, there is something very important that you gained. Very important, and something that you will want to avoid. Through your own experiences, you will not want to kind of like find yourself on the certain path ever again, and you're not going to. So the midweek, it's all about you. Please pay attention to that inspiration. Something that's going to inspire you so much. You will look at something, you will see something, and this is also going to bring you a really important answer, whether you should like do something or whether you should not do something. But it's to do with you doing things that you like doing and enjoying yourself, living your life and taking things step further, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what people are telling you. No, this is your moment, this is your time. You are like a beautiful spiritual lotus flower at this very moment in time. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is going to become absolutely evident. You are a lotus flower, very powerful, very spiritual. It symbolizes the beginning of an unfoldment, but also it symbolizes how beautiful and how pure and how powerful you are. And that you go through mud, you go through dirty water, dark water, and you come on top and you're facing the sun, you're facing the moon. This is what's going to happen to you. You're about to face the sun, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. So it's about you feeling inspired at around the midweek. And what you feel inspired about, this is going to be very unique to you. So you're going to see something that's going to be like, oh my God, like a big mama moment, But what you're going to see, it's going to inspire you to take something very unique about you on the next level. And it's also connected to the time that it just, you were slowed down because you couldn't take that specific part of your life on the next stage. As soon as you do this, as soon as you start thinking about it in an optimistic way, this is also, going to start the process of healing. And it's going to make you aware that, the very specific part of your life is slowly coming to an end. And you will want to move away from it. Okay, and it's to do with the toxic people, it's to do with the toxic situations, it's the toxic things that you were hearing that kind of took the better of you. So you will not want to be the part of this toxicity anymore. So any people that are like kind of, oh God, don't make sense, any people that are trying to challenge you, any people that are really bizarre, any people that are really strange, this is all going to be a sign at around the midweek that, how much you have progressed, spiritually. And it's most importantly double up sign, to just remove yourself from something that is becoming rather toxic in your life. Whether you're watching something, whether you're listening something, it's important to understand that if you carry on doing this and it's making you feel sad and negative, it's just going to keep on stealing your own vibration from you, and then the process of healing, it's going to take longer and it's going to be more complex. So it's very important to establish what discontinuance in your life it's going to actually take place at around the midweek, my gorgeous Aries, because this is all process of your own power. You are going to feel the certain efforts almost immediately when it comes to your future planning, but it's also, I have to say, they're going to be like uncertain. The answer to the uncertainty is in you. It's your power. It's just by listening to yourself and making the necessary steps when it comes to your future without the influences of people who don't mean anything to you. without the influence of people who don't maybe care about you, without the influence of people who don't even know you. You see, so this is important for you to understand, but it's about your own uniqueness. That now it's time to take this on the next stage, no matter where you are. It's all about the inspiration and what makes you feel good, what makes you feel happy. Do that and just carry on that path, and you will see what I was talking about. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aries, it's just, I really like this. It's going to sound really weird, but by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are gonna find yourself being really sad, being really negative. Please don't get upset now. This is actually really good. I will tell you why. At around the end of the week, and specifically it's gonna happen the 19th and the 20th, are very highlighted when it comes to weirdness, bizarreness, strangeness. The energy is gonna be like all around the place, but it's good because it's gonna bring something out of you. The negativity and sadness and uncertainty and a little bit of like, oh my God, the little bit of depression. Don't get me wrong, please listen, this is going to lead towards something really bombastic. Don't get me wrong. So you're going to have a moment at the end of the week when you're going to feel really sad, negative, and it's going to happen at night. I can feel it very strongly. It's going to happen at night. You're going to be thinking about lots of things, how you're going to get there. You're going to feel really confused. You're going to feel that you're seeing the opportunities, but this just doesn't make sense anymore. How you're going to get there, how you're going to do this. It's all going to be all around the place. Take this as a blessing, because the blessing is coming, because this is your answer. When you find yourself feeling negative, sad, and a little bit depressed over the last 2 days, this is brilliant. It is not going to last 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. It is going to open your eyes to start with, because something is going to be pretty much so highlighted in all this. And you're going to say to yourself, well, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore, And that in itself, exactly, this is going to be a sign that what you're worrying about, what is making you feel negative, what is making you feel bizarre, there is something really, really important that you are going to realize, but not at the moment in time when you're worrying, but it's the next morning when you wake up. Suddenly things are going to change. Suddenly things are going to feel different. Suddenly, there is the solution to your problem that it's going to come up in the strangest possible way in terms of how you're going to do this. And when it comes to the beginning of an unfoldment, you will know exactly what to do, because the path is going to be shown to you. You will understand something so vividly about your future, and this is going to be a spiritual power. This is going to be a spiritual petrol that is going to get you going, that is going to put you back on the road. It's important, and it's only going to be the beginning stages in form of it's going to be like a golden opportunity that you're going to become aware of. And this moment in time, you're not going to let this factor put you off, because longevity is something, it's going to take long. No, baby, no. Things are not going to take long. Do not let that put you off. All you need to remember is that, just keep going. Things are going to unfold and happen to you much quicker than you could possibly imagine. This is all part of the challenge that you're actually going to have. But most certainly, you are going to realize how important it is to have a patience. And this in itself is going to reveal the next stage when it comes to your life. So when you feel negative and sad, take this as a blessing, because after that moment in time, the very big resolution to your problem is coming. And it's going to resolve in you realizing how to make a really big, massive jump and getting somewhere much quicker along this process. And this in itself is going to become absolutely obvious, and it's going to come to you as in form of like a brand new prospect in your life as well, with so many unlimited possibilities that you need at this moment in your life. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be having a reading for, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Leo. My gorgeous my gorgeous Leonis. This reading is in between the 14th and the 20th of February 2022, and it's like, oh my God, I have already stated this before. You are at a really powerful stage of your life. You are about to move on, baby. You are about to start moving on, and things already started to happen for you. And I've mentioned this before, and now, my Lord, it's like a spiritual domino that is going through you, my gorgeous Leonis. You're in for something really big. It already has happened, a very powerful unfoldment. Whether you don't realize this or not that long ago, you have started something. The certain change took place, like something new opportunity, new beginning, new progress, prospects, new start, something just started, because that was connected previously to the part of your life that no longer serve you, and it just came to an end literally a long time ago, but you were just going and going and going and going, and finally, someone played a really important role in you getting the necessary strength and balance, which in return gave you the control over a situation, to have the power to move on with your life, to make some kind of decision here. So it's something already started not that long ago in terms of like a new beginning, new venture. For example, this is going to blow up, my lord, so much quicker. Within the next 11 days, you are within the next 11 days, you see, so you go slightly longer, my gorgeous Leonis, but within the next 11 days, there is the next step that is going to become important here. The next step that is going to become, and that is going to come out of the blue, very advanced step, very advanced stage of your life. You have to remember that this is going to come in the form of like opportunity, that you should be doing this, and you're going to feel like, oh, you haven't got enough experience. No, baby, no, you haven't got enough experience. You must kind of ignore this, because this is also going to kind of steal it. This is going to be stealing your own power away from you. So you need to come to terms with these things, and now it's time to move on. But it's also like kind of trust yourself as much as you possibly can. What you need to remember, my gorgeous Leon, is like one of my favorite sayings is, if you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim. Now, it's most certainly time to jump as many times as you possibly can. It's going to be mind-blowing, and this is only the beginning for you, indeed. So something came to an end. So it's all about the completion, and it already came to an end pretty much so, very strongly in your life, my gorgeous Leonis. Just remember, you started some new beginning, but that new beginning, it's going to highlight how much the certain path, other path, came to an end. It was draining your energy, and you grew out of it such a long time ago, but you will keep on waiting for the right moment in time, which already happened. So you just need to let yourself go. Important. So it's all about the actual completion, an important completion of your life, that is just going to make you feel so good, because you will know it's going to be highlighted how much you want to move on, with your life. And that in itself, it's also pretty much so going to make you aware that you are at a very much so like a really final stages of moving on. But there is something else that you need to gain. There is something else that you need to take. On one hand, you need to kind of stop something completely abruptly as much as you possibly can, because you're wasting your energy now completely. So you have to stop something abruptly, maybe going somewhere, doing something, and it's still kind of part of that first stage that I'm talking about. You see, this is what's so important, my gorgeous Leonis. But at the same time, it's going to reveal that you need to kind of stop that now. You need to kind of stop that first path, that came to an end. Just stop it, cut it out, baby, cut it out, stop it. But at the same time, you need to kind of maybe physically stop going to the certain place. You're no longer part of this path. You're no longer part of that particular spiritual journey that came to an end, okay? I'm not talking about this new unfoldment. I'm talking about the spiritual journey that came to an end. You're not part of it anymore, so it's time to move on. But also at the same time, there is a very specific thing that you're going to realize. As soon as you realize this, there is something very specific that you're going to realize, and you're going to like it, and it's going to surprise you how much experience that you gain. And that experience is going to be super relevant, So when you thought, oh God, I don't like that, they came to an end. No, baby, no. There is something so important that you've gained, and that is going to become really, really obvious here at the same time, because by the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's all about a new plan that you will have. I say new plan because of purely through what you went through, and purely you make this cutoff, in your life. This is going to allow the necessary energy to come in, which is going to help you to step forward and see things for what they are, but also to realize how powerful you feel now when you're stepping into these new waters in your life, spiritual waters. So this is why this is so important. So it's about a new plan that you are going to have, but it's all about the actual having a confidence, and it's like where, you're going to feel like kind of uncertain, normally that would be like, no, baby, no. But now you will just feel something that you didn't feel before in terms of being on the right path. So it's all going to be kind of like pretty much so going to be connected to you realizing some very strong and powerful aspect of your personal security when it comes to your finances, like doing the right things. But also someone is going to need your help. Someone is like a little bit lost, someone is like a little bit kind of who's close to you, it's very kind of being misled, and they're at a very sensitive point in their life. So you need to step through, you need to step forward and see who this is. You actually don't need to do this. They will say something to you, that specific person in your life who's very connected to you, and it's going to surprise you. But then you will see that they need a little bit of like kind of guidance and direction. They will find your healing energy really beneficial, but also you do have a very specific information that they're going to find beneficial at this moment in their life. On another hand, my gorgeous Leonis, what you also need to remember that the midweek is so important to kind of work on a relationship, because maybe you and your partner have been really, really busy. Maybe there was a kind of a lot happening, and your energy was drained, and it took lots of energy from you and from your partner. So you're just going to realize also at the same time that you should kind of work on a certain problem, because karmically there is a little bit of negativity that you need to kind of work on, that came out, that happened, manifested just out of the blue at the time when you were both kind of stressed. So you need to work on this, and it's important, because later it's just going to kind of progress into something that you don't want to progress. So you're just going to karmically have to work more kind of to come to the bottom of it. You know, it's just going to become more kind of lots of multiple dimensions are going to kind of come through, and then it's just going to kind of give you more work in order to come to the bottom of things. So some kind of problem, specific problem, you're going to need to work on when it comes to your partner. And for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Leonis, you know, it's also pay attention to how you feel at around the midweek, and pay attention to what will come to you, because something very specific is going to come to you. Going somewhere, trying something, going somewhere for the first time in the form of like exploration and things like that. That in itself is going to answer your question, because you know there are very specific people that you're going to start connecting and reconnecting with, and some of them it's going to be very special very soon indeed. So it is just some kind of like a place it's going to come to you, or somewhere to go, what to do. Just also it's going to come through your own feelings when it comes to like exploring things, exploring places and things like that. So you're going to have a glimpse of something new slowly coming into your life, but most importantly, most certainly, you kind of trying to follow it as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leonis, you know, it's just like amazing. The last part of this week, you're going to feel very solid. You're going to feel very grounded, and you will kind of like really see something. And what you're going to see at the end of this week is just like kind of, oh my God, I knew it, I did the right thing, I knew it, acted in the right way, I knew it, it's going to be like this. And you're going to realize how clever you are. And that cleverness, it's very kind of, most certainly it is, because you know something. It's very kind of connected to your own spiritual essence. But most importantly, that it's going to bring you a mind-blowing confirmation, and confirmation, it's going to help you to come up with the plan how to really pretty much so do something really quickly, how to kind of get to the certain stage really quickly. Very important plan is going to come up here. Also, you're going to kind of feel really uncertain, but then at the same time you must not let this kind of like any timing to put you off. The balance is going to be absolutely perfect, but I know that you're going to think about something when it comes to your future, and do not let kind of like a longevity put you off whatsoever. The power at this moment in time is you being patient. You being patient is going to be your power, but the fact that you're going to see things that you didn't see before, this is also going to play like a very, very big role here indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarius, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's in between the 14th and the 20th of February 2022. Do you know, the beginning of this week, it's going to start really bizarre. The beginning of this week, it's going to start really strange, when you're going to feel like, oh God, you know, you're going to feel very deep, you're going to feel very unusual, you're going to feel like a really kind of like maybe a little bit sad, you're going to feel like maybe like a little bit negative, you're going to feel all these feelings and emotions because way too much uncertainty, because of lots of uncertainty took over your life. Please don't get me wrong, it's going to be fine, but it's because of lots of uncertainty took over your life. And this is what it's looking at the big picture with things that you have been through over the last 36 to 48 months, 36 to 48 months roughly, just kind of took the better of you. And almost like you have been waiting for something. You've been waiting for the certain time, you've been waiting for the certain moment, you've been waiting for the specific moment, you were waiting for the specific information to see kind of when you can kind of carry on with a certain aspect of your life. No, baby, no. The wait is bloody over. You do not wait for anyone to make decisions for you. You do not give your power away. Do not give your mind away. There is something very specific that you are going to realize at the beginning of this week. Yes, it is going to be the hermit mode that you are going to have. But sometimes certain people say, oh, hermit mode, this and that. No, baby, no. The hermit mode is a very specific time when you open up. It's not only about being dark and negative, no, baby, no. It's about you opening up. It's about you kind of drifting towards all sorts of dimension. It does remind me a lot of the time when we wake up in the morning, the very few minutes. I spoke to you about it so many times. We're still having this power to understand things from a much higher angle. Every single night we have astral projections, but we don't remember, Every single night we dream, but we don't remember. So it's a very sacred gift when we wake up in the morning and we are still showered within this vibration and energy. So sometimes things come to us just out of the blue, and this highly meditative state that we find ourselves in, where we just understand things so vividly, we are so wise, but also somehow we feel the courage to do something, to take the certain path that normally we would be like, oh no, we would be scared. You see, this is where, because subconsciously we already understand something very specific. So this hermit moment that I'm talking about reminds me of pretty much so when we wake up in the morning, the first few minutes, the things that come to us. So take this as a blessing. The first of all, you're going to feel low and down and negative, and then the more you think about it, the more you're going to understand something. The more you think about it, the more you're going to realize. The more you realize, the more brave you're going to become, and the more brave you become, this is more going to highlight the very specific stage and the part of your life that you do not want to repeat ever again. And I'm not saying that you did something wrong. No, baby, no. There is a lot of devilish energy, sadly, at the moment. And we are stronger than that. We are more powerful than that. We follow our own light. The problem is that lots of people are following darkness without even realizing. Stay on the path, my babies. Follow the light. And this in itself, it's going to be absolutely obvious to you here. It is about you not wanting to repeat some kind of, not necessarily mistake, but maybe you will just realize that you really want to remove yourself completely from a maybe certain group of people, or maybe you have found yourself listening certain informations. However, it was draining your energy, and you didn't even realize how much your energy was actually drained. And this hermit moment is going to point out exactly what was draining and what is still draining your energy. But you will know also that made you feel really negative, and it put you into a position oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. So now you are about to release yourself out of it. So it's not about a hermit moment, but it's also about something very important coming to the surface at this moment of enlightenment. In this moment of your own personal spiritual awakening, my gorgeous Sagittarians, this is important. But it's all about the direction that it's gonna be shown to you. It is not gonna happen in this moment in time. I will tell you. So it's about the hermit moment, and it's going to really open your eyes. The hermit moment, it's going to be like a blessing to you. The more negative and sad you feel, the more powerful you're going to be. The more kind of uncertain and kind of weird you feel, the more powerful your vibration is about to become. This is something you need to understand. And it's not only about that, but it's also going to be highlighted how strongly you want to move away from your life, how strongly you want to move move on with your life, how strongly you feel like the change is coming, and you will not be able to understand this, you will not be able to explain this, but all you will know is that you will be on a spiritual quest. You will want more out of life, and most certainly you will be kind of paying attention to the certain elements that you have been through over the last 46 to 48 months that most certainly you will not want to be part of ever again. And the more you think like that, the more stronger you are going to be. The more you think like that, the more inspired you are going to be without even realizing, because at the same time you're raising your vibration, but also at the same time you're going to realize that this came to an end. This is coming to an end. Things are about to change in your life. You know, this is all about you. Oh my God, you can take so much that you can take. You can take. You can absorb so much negativity as you can take, absorb. But we do this like without even realizing. But sometimes it does take the better of us, and it puts us in this like a blocked position. And you can be blocked for as long as you know you can be blocked, but not forever. Okay, so now things are going to start moving on, and this is brilliant because it's all about this swift activity, but also having a very specific part of your life highlighted that you don't want to live that life anymore. So that is going to put you in an absolutely mind-blowing spiritual quest where you will want just absolutely more out of life. And this in the midweek, it's going to highlight the certain opportunity. My gorgeous Sagittarini, you need to understand that this opportunity is just like oh my God, it's gonna need a careful planning, but it's before the careful planning, you're gonna need to learn something. It's going to be connected to the learning, very specific and very powerful learning experience that you are going to need. So that in itself, it's going to be highlighted. But this is literally going to start moving. It's going to help your life to kind of start moving on again. But most importantly, it's just going to highlight the discontinuance. You know, something came to an end. The certain element that you have been focusing on, that you have been doing, now you grew out of it. Spiritually, this is not meant to be part of your journey anymore. Not what you are like kind of like doing and trying to succeed with, but there is something very tiny and little that you need to change about, that it came to an end, and it's not just draining your energy, and it's to do with you just cutting this out of your life. And as soon as you do this, you're also going to send a very powerful sign and message to the universe, which is only in return going to pretty much so going to bring a really powerful hope into your life. And that hope, I'm going to tell you in just 1 second. You know, that hope, I'm going to tell you that it's going to kind of like pretty much so going to happen at the end of this week. And I'm so happy for you, my gorgeous Sagittarians. This is so important. At the end of the week, you are going to become aware of a really important opportunity. And this opportunity is stronger than every single thing that I've said so far. This opportunity is more powerful than every single thing that I said so far. Listen, you have been through something very special, very unique. You have been through light, but you have been through lots of darkness. This in itself have been preparing you for a long time, you know, to come to this particular moment in time, to go through this. Everything that you have gone through, you have meant to go through. And everything that you have gone through, you have been also at the same time prepared for the last part of this week. Very important information. Very important message you are going to have. And that message is going to, oh my God, it's going to make you feel so good. It's going to inspire you. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to help you to make sense of things, but it's also going to confirm that, you know, certain things that you were thinking about, you were absolutely right. At the time when people are maybe saying, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. This is going to be something very delicious to you, but more in so many different ways, because you will know that you were right all along. But most importantly, it's about the hope. It's about the inspiration. inspiration. It's about all this healing energy that is going to come in at the end of the week. So it's very, very important, you know. Opportunity, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This opportunity is going to change your life. This opportunity is instantly going to make you feel so much better about yourself. It's going to make you feel so good, but also it's going to inspire you at the time when you need to be inspired. But that inspiration is also going to show you the way. It's going to show you direction, where you should go, where your life should be going, where your life should be floating towards, you know. It's important for you to understand that this is, you know, it's also going to kind of give you like a really kind of like a unique idea as well. And that idea is just going to literally come completely out of the blue. But then there is something so artistic going to be about it, like there is no tomorrow. But you will like this because it's just going to help you to bring so much more like a powerful, optimistic and a colorful energy into your life when you need it the most. This is very important, but also it's strongly showing and a very powerful part of your life. It's taking place here. And you know, at the same time, someone is just pretty much so going to need your help. Somebody who is around you, I don't know, that someone is very sensitive, and someone is just going through something really difficult. And I have a very strong feeling that this person is either inexperienced or it's a rather younger person. You know something that that person should know. You know something that can make this person so much better. But this person doesn't understand this just yet, but they will understand it later on. Your job is to kind of like just to make them aware of like a certain things that you are aware of, you know, that you became aware of through your own knowledge and through your own wiseness. But most importantly, like, oh my God, and also very important answer at the end of the week, because I know that lots of you have been wondering like, oh my God, things haven't been moving on in your life in terms of success. It's okay, it's fine, but things are just not happening. Oh my God, you're really going to change your mind, because the end of this week is just really going to not only show you the way, but it's also going to show you the necessary information. You're going to become aware of the necessary information, but you were aware of this before. And now you're going to be aware of it on a much kind of larger scale, because there are other things that are going to kind of take place that are just going to make this more kind of interesting to you. But through that, you're also going to know exactly what your next step is going to be. This is brilliant. The bottom line is, my gorgeous Sagittarini, the last 2 days of this week, the 19th and 20th of February 2022, are also going to show you the way where you should be, what you should be doing, what you should be paying attention to, where you should be going, where your life should be floating towards. And this is all through your own inspiration, and all through you realizing how much you actually grew, and through realizing that the more you do things that are so unique about, the more meaningful life is about to become. Your life is about to go on the whole next stage. What is going to come to you in the terms of the new path being open up, it's about to bring you success, like a greatest success. There is something really specific that you're about to start at the end of the week, which is not only going to change your life, but pay attention to how the next 11 weeks are actually going to unfold. The next 11 weeks are going to be sacred in terms of this seed growing, but growing into something super huge, like super quickly. Oh my God. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.